Welcome to class, guys. Let's go ahead and get started by warming up our shoulder. What we're going to do is we're going to cock the nunchuck over our shoulder, and we're just going to strike through, and we're going to bring it back, just in this motion, as if we're striking something. We're turning our hips, and we're also practicing being able to let the nunchuck wrap around us without hurting ourselves. So remember, this part of the nunchuck that I'm holding is going to touch me. I don't want this part hitting me with this part not touching me. And just go ahead and keep doing this. Practice on one side, and we're going to switch in a little bit, and then just let this other one, it's going to come back. It can touch you. At this point, though, we're not swinging it back where we're going to hit ourselves hard. Boom. We'll let it touch us and bounce off our back. And just warm up the shoulder, strike across, turn your hips with it. Now we're going to do the same thing with our other shoulder. So go ahead and switch arms, strike, bring it back, strike, back. Turn those hips as we do these strikes. You can practice getting some speed if you'd like. Just make sure you're not whacking yourself with the nunchuck. That's never fun. I've done it. I don't recommend it. Turn your hips, turn your shoulders. Good. Now go ahead and put a nunchuck back into your first hand, and we're going to do a little bit of a wrist and forearm workout. So we're going to inward figure eight, and I'm going to say up, and you're going to go up, and then go right back into an outward figure eight. And when I say down, you're going to go down, catch it, and then go right back into an inward figure eight. So we're just going to do this a few times. Up, and just shoot it right back out into that outward figure eight. Down, up, down. So we're trying to make this small. I'm not moving my wrist real big and having the nunchuck go everywhere. Small circles. Up. Should be feeling it. Don't death grip the nunchuck though. Kind of stay loose, but not too loose that the nunchuck's just going to go flying. You don't want that. Down. Up. Down. Up, down. All right, now we're going to go ahead and we're going to switch sides, and we're going to do the exact same thing. So go ahead and start with your inward figure eight. We're doing inward, up, outward, down, inward, out, down, up, down. Remember, keep your other hand up. Up. Down. Up. Down. All right. Now, we're going to move on to a little bit of footwork. So we're going to do what's called a side step. So with the side step, I'm going to step out to the side, and then I'm going to move and turn my body. So I'm imagining there's a person directly in front of me. I'm going to step out of the way, and now I'm angled at where they were. So if they were still directly in front of where I was, I moved out of the way, I'm off to the side, but my chest is facing towards where they are. I'm moving completely out of the way, guys. So I step and I turn. So I'm going to push off one leg as this leg extends. This leg comes in, and I turn my body. I'm orientating myself towards the center. Ready? So we're just going to step, turn, step, turn. So this is called a side step because I'm stepping to the side. I'm moving completely out of the way. If you notice right behind me, you've got the M right behind my head. You're going to completely be able to see that M, even past the G. And that's what I want. I want you moving completely out of the way. So maybe somebody's running in straight at you. Move out of the way. Here, move. 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 All right, so here's what's going to happen. I'm going to call out a direction. I'm going to say either left or right. And you're going to move towards your left or your right as fast as you can. If I say left, I'm going to try not to confuse myself, but I'm going to move to my right so that I'll be mirroring you. So I'll say left, but I move to my right, but this should be you moving towards your left, and we're going to be mirroring each other. Ready? Right. Right. Left. Right. Go back to the center, make sure you're getting out of the way. Right. Left. Left. Make sure you're at 45, facing towards your opponent that was in front of you. Right. Left. Left. Right. Right. Left. Good. So now we're going to go over our inside strike. With our inside strike and our outside strike, we're going to be using that footwork that we just did, our sidestep footwork. So both of these strikes are going to start from underneath the armpit. So go ahead and put it underneath your armpit. I'm going to be using my right hand. You can use your right or left if you want to mirror me. Go ahead and use your left. So with our inside strike, I'm going to step towards my right, the side that's holding the chuck. And I'm going to do an inside strike. So inside strike looks like this. It comes out, and it's a downward at an angle motion, and it's going to come off to the same side hip, and I'm going to bring it down. So what I like to use inside strikes for is, say I have somebody that's punching at me. Straight punch, looping punch, doesn't matter. They're punching at me, it's coming from this side, so I'm going to stay to the inside. I'm going to move out of the way, and I'm going to strike right at their arm that's coming at me. Yes, I could use this towards the face as well, but since it's kind of a downwards strike, when their hand's coming, it's going to cross, and you're going to hit them right here. You're going to hit them right in their radius. It's going to hurt, and they're not going to try to punch you anymore. So we're going to step off towards the side, inside strike, just like this. So let's practice a few times. If you want to mirror me, go ahead and put the chuck into your left hand, and you can mirror me. So side step, inside strike, all at once, and then come back. So after it hits that hip, it comes right back under that arm. Ready? We're going to do this 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, before we continue, one thing that could happen is you're moving out of the way, but you also put this hand up to block. Maybe you do kind of like a high block, outside block, maybe something right in between. Whenever they're punching right at you, like, oh man, their punch is moving too fast. Block the punch and strike it. You can do both at the same time. So if you want to practice that, go ahead and practice that. We're going to keep going. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now we're going to go ahead and switch sides. We're going to put it under the armpit. We're going to do the same thing. So you can use the hand if you want, or you don't have to use the hand. Either way, completely up to you, but don't let that hand dangle. So keep it center line, have it up, whatever you're doing, whenever you're moving out of the way for this inside strike. So now I'm going to be moving to my left. If you want to mirror me, go ahead and put the chuck into your right arm. Ready? 1, 2, step. Make sure we're turning our chest as we're doing that side step. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. So we covered our inside strike, and we used our sidestepping footwork. Now we're going to use our sidestepping footwork, and we're going to do an outside strike. So an outside strike, it's kind of like what it sounds like. Inside strike went from the outside to the inside. Well, the outside strike is going to go from the inside. I'm going to move to the outside. So with this one, what I'm doing is just like I did on the inside strike, I bring it up and I chop it down. I bring it up, and I chop it down. Except for now, when it's out here, I have to add a little circle at the end to bring it back. So if you strike somebody, you might end up, if you actually make contact, you might end up having it down here, and then you can just add a circle. Even if you're chilling with this down here, if you add a circle, oh look, it went under my arm, just where I wanted it. So we're going to step off to the side, bring it up, strike down, and just add that circle right after it, and go ahead and catch it right under your arm. So I'm going to be stepping off to my left now. Again, if you want to mirror me, go ahead and put the nunchuck into your left arm. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now, go ahead and put it right onto the other side, and we're going to do the exact same thing. So now I'm going to be stepping off to my right. Here, side-stepping footwork. I'm going to shoot this out, circle it around, and bring it right underneath. Ready? 1. Make sure you're stepping completely offline. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So we did our inside strike and we did our outside strike. Now let's go ahead and put right onto the arm, and we're going to do one and then the other. So I taught inside strike first, so we're going to keep doing inside strike first. So what we're going to do is we're going to step, inside strike. Now from here, we're not going to reset back to the center. We're just going to step, outside strike. Inside strike, side step, outside strike. Inside strike, outside strike. So we're just going to go one to the other. So we're still doing that side step here. Boom, I move my body, and then this foot just steps out. I move my body the other way. Step out, other way. Doing these strikes along with it. I'm just stepping and turning. Step and turn, do my strike. Ready? So I'm going to count. One count is going to be one strike. So we're going to go up to 20 with this, so we do 10 on each side. But 1 is going to be right here. 2 is going to be right there towards the outside. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to switch sides and we're going to do the exact same thing. So, number 1, inside strike. Number 2, outside strike, continuing. Ready? Begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Good job on that. Hopefully you're able to start being a little bit fluid with that sidestepping footwork, going from one side to the other. And make sure whenever we're doing something like this, we look. We say, hey, what am I striking at? Oh, I'm striking at that. Oh, I turn, I'm striking at that. So we're gonna have a visual target that we strike at every time. Now, next thing we're gonna go over is we're gonna go over our back switch. So our back switch looks like this. I'm gonna have it down. You can have it wherever. You can start it underneath here if you want. We're gonna bring it, and we're gonna bring it all the way to the other side. Here, and we put it right here. Here, and we go, catch it. You can catch it in the center. You can catch it over here, wherever. Some people have tighter shoulders. Myself, my right shoulder is significantly tighter than my left shoulder is. My left shoulder, you know, this arm can come all the way over here. I can touch it right here, but I can't do that on my right shoulder. So I have difficulty on my right side. So my right side, I tend to put it over here. My left side, I can put it way over here and catch it, and that's fine. Or I can put it over here and catch it. I can put it right in the center, however. But with my right side, I tend to put it over here just because it's easier, because I don't have to use as much shoulder flexibility on my right side. So wherever you catch it, that does not matter. The point is to catch it. Now you will notice that the back switch is probably one of the hardest switches. So it's because you're not looking at it. You have to completely feel where the chuck is, and then you have to put it right inside of your hand. So it's a little bit difficult. So let's go and practice this. Just switch along with me. You can switch at any pace that you want. If you start to feel comfortable, you can start to go faster. Sometimes something like this will happen where you hit your thumb, and that's fine. Just let it dangle for a second and catch it. If it doesn't go right into your hand, here, oh, hits your wrist, that's fine. Just grab it right afterwards. It's still gonna be there. Sometimes, especially on my right side, it hits my thumb first and then goes right into my hand so I can catch it. That's fine. Go ahead and work it. You'll also notice that your shoulders are gonna get pretty sore when you're doing this one. Keep going. One thing you can do to make this a little bit easier is you can go into these long grips. Here. It might make it a little bit easier for you to catch it because your shoulder doesn't have to come up, or your arm doesn't have to come up as high when we're doing this. All right, go ahead. Circle your shoulders out a little bit. They might be a little sore from that. My right shoulder's feeling a little tight today, and that's fine. All right, so we did our back switch here. Now we're gonna add that with a little bit of a combo. So we're gonna do combo number 1. We're gonna start off really slow. It's gonna start off underneath the arm. I'm gonna start it off on my left side. It alternates, so go ahead and start it on your right side so that you're mirroring me. We're gonna start off with a front strike. Now from here, we're gonna raise it up, and we're gonna do a back switch. From here, we're going to raise it up, front, or a simple up. And then we're gonna go side strike ends underneath the arm. Now, we're in the same position that we started, and we're gonna continue the combination onto the other side. So, we're gonna do a front strike, back switch, simple up, side strike, front strike, back switch, simple up, side strike, front strike, back switch, simple up, side strike, front strike, back switch, simple up, side, front, back, 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 up. Try to pick up the pace a little bit, keep going. Oh, front strike, back, up. When I start talking, I mess it up. Front, back, up, side, front, back, up, side, front, back, up, side, front, back. Try to keep up, side, front, back, up, side. All right, guys. So work on that. That's our first combination for this level. Again, it's just 4 techniques, and we chain them together. So I want you to be able to do those fairly fast while we're just kind of flowing with it. It shouldn't be, you don't have to put a lot of strike into each one, but try to have a nice flow with it. Go back, boom. I want you to just continue from one to the other to the other. So now we're going to do our shuffle kata. We're just going to do the opening of it for today. So we're going to step back. We're going to put our hands and feet together. Nunchucks in the right hand. We're going to bow. Now we're going to bring our hands up, put one into each hand, step out, press out, just like this. Now with our right leg, we're going to step back into a nice back stance. We're going to do a shuffle forward and a high block. So high block looks just like this, both hands open, slightly angled up. Don't go ahead and put it downwards and make a V, point it upwards. So we're going to shuffle forward, just like that. Now we're going to, with our back leg, raise it up, front snap kick, and now we're going to land with a front strike. So the front strike is going to look like this. As I'm landing from that front kick, I'm going to push this arm over. Front strike. Catch it underneath the arm. Again, here, bow, push out, step back. We're into a nice deep back stance. We're going to shuffle forward. You can make a sound with this too when you start it off here. Push out, and this is going to be our high block. Front kick, land, front strike. Catch it right underneath the armpit. Again, start back here in our back stance. Hands are here. We're going to shuffle forward, front kick, front strike. Bring it right underneath. Again, high block shuffle, front kick, land, front strike, bring it right under. Go back, shuffle high block, front kick, front strike. Again, go. And one more time, and then we'll move along a little bit further. Shuffle forward, high block, front kick, front strike. Now, with this, what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring my back leg, which is my left leg, up to my right leg. I'm going to simple up, front switch, and I'm going to step into a left forward stance with my left foot, our figure 8 strike, front strike, simple up, switch, around the neck or around the back, and then we'll go a little bit further in just a second. So you should have seen this combination at the end of Blitz Kata, where we do our figure 8 strike with the left foot forward, front strike, raise it up, other side, and we go to around the neck, just like that. So you've seen this at the end of Blitz Kata. So you should know this part by now, but we're going to put it on to what we just did. So we're going to start here in our back stance. We're going to shuffle forward, high block, front kick, front strike, feet together, switch, step forward. And now we're into our forward stance. We just did our outward figure 8 strike, front strike, simple up, front switch, around the neck, part 1, just like that. Again, step back. We're going to shuffle, front kick, front strike. Feet come up, left foot comes up to my right foot. As I do my simple up, I switch, and as I did this switch, I'm stepping out and I land with that outward figure 8 strike. And I'm going to front strike, simple up, raise it up, and now we're just going to kind of stop here because there's a little bit onto this when we do this next technique. One more time, and then we'll move on. So, starting to your back stance, shuffle forward, high block, front kick, front strike, step up. I'm going to move back so you can see me a little better. Step up, switch, land, outward figure 8 strike, front strike, raise it up, strike. Now we're going to strike with this side strike. And now, as I'm moving to go for the around the back technique, what I'm going to do is I'm going to, with my left leg, step across. And now when I'm back here, I'm going to bring it around the neck and under the arm. So I've got my right foot in the front. So I'm basically doing a big pivot. So let's just do this part real fast. I'm going to have my left foot in front. I'm going to be in a left forward stance. Go ahead and put this over your arm. Strike. And now as this happens, so some of the time you can step back to help facilitate the turn if you'd like, or if you'd like to just turn all the way around on it and come here, either one, perfectly fine. Whatever you need to do to be able to catch your balance. So left foot, forward stance, strike. As this comes here, I step, boom, I go around the neck, and I land with it underneath me, right into this left back stance. Again, just this part. Left foot forward. Strike. Bring it around the back. Step. Around the neck. Back stance. Right foot's in front. Weight's on the left leg. Have it under your right arm. So one more time, just that portion. We did our side strike. Around the back. Around the neck. Land. Into our left back stance, holding it under the right arm. So now we're going to add all of that together. We're going to start off in our right back stance. Hands are here. High block. Front kick. Front strike. I'm going to scoot back just so you can see a little better. Raise up. Back foot comes up. As I raise this up, I switch. I step front strike or outward figure eight strike. Front strike. Raise it up. Switch, strike, step all the way around, and I catch it right as I go into this left back stance. And the next part from here is you're just going to go right into an inward figure eight block. Here, begin. Back stance, shuffle forward, front kick, land with that front strike, raise it up, step forward with the left, outward figure eight, front strike, up, switch, strike around the neck, land, and then we're going to go right into this outward figure eight. Go ahead and switch. Starting on a right back stance, that means your left foot's in front. Shuffle, right front kick, front strike, up, together, switch, outward figure eight, front strike, switch, side strike, around the neck. So if you notice, some of the time I was stepping back with this leg, some of the time I was just stepping around, whichever one you want to do. So if you want to step back and then around, that's fine. If you just want to step around and just turn, that's also fine. Pick one that you like to do, or do both of them, it's fine. Ready? Shuffle forward, front kick, front strike, feet together, up, switch, outward figure eight strike, front strike, up, strike, around the neck, part one, land, inward figure eight block. And that's going to be the opening to our shuffle kata. So we're going to do it one more time. Actually, we're going to do it two more times. I'm going to turn my back to you now so you can just kind of follow along. Here, we're going to step back. We're going into our back stance. We're going to shuffle, front snap kick, land, front strike. I'm going to move back just a bit. Feet come up, raise it up. Now you're going to step out with the left, outward figure eight. Front strike, raise it up, bring it over, strike, step, turn all the way around, land with the catch, and then go right into your inward figure eight block. One more time. Right back stance, right leg's back. Hands up, shuffle forward, high block, front kick, front strike, up, step through, front strike, bring it up, bring it around, side strike, around the neck, part one, inward figure 8 block as the opening to our shuffle kata. So now what we're going to do is the way I like to end most of the classes is we're going to do a little bit of freestyle. So all I want you to do, practice whatever you feel like you need to practice. If you want to practice the stuff that we went over today, go ahead and do that. You can practice doing a bunch of back switches. You can practice stuff from earlier, whatever you need to. Just kind of play around with it. You don't have to do anything specific. If you want to, you can, by all means, do specific things. Just kind of let your mind flow is what I usually do. Like, oh, I don't really know what I'm doing. It's just happening. And that's completely fine. It doesn't matter. When you start to just kind of do things naturally, it makes it a little bit easier. When you have to think about what's going next, what's happening next, it can be a little bit difficult. So just kind of let it flow for a little bit. Clear your mind. That's one of my favorite things with nunchucks is I just play around. So you've probably noticed by now I sound a little bit different. I was doing a lot of yelling before this and I started to lose my voice a little bit. So that's why I sound a little bit different, a little bit raspy maybe. But I'm not sick, just maybe I'll lose my voice, maybe I won't, hopefully not. But if you're wondering, that's why. So keep your flow going, you can move around, try not to stay too stationary, change in different directions, keep moving. And practice your inside strikes, you can practice your outside strikes, just your footwork if you need to, your sidestepping, whatever you want to do. Just keep that flow going. Try not to spend all your time on your right hand if you're doing single nunchucks. Don't only hold it in your right hand. Give your left hand a little bit of love too. You gotta practice your weak side. I know sometimes I'm guilty of only training on one side, and so my left side isn't as good as my right side. But it happens, so I need to spend more time on it. You might need to spend more time on your non-dominant side as well. All right, guys, good job on that. Like I said, freestyle, always fun, always a great way to end the class. Just kind of go mindless with it, do whatever's going. Just make sure you don't hit yourself because that's not fun. It's a good way to have a bad time with the nunchucks is when you hit yourself, so be careful. All right, guys, let's go ahead and just bow out. And great job on that class, you guys.